this is a race to behold. So as Senior Minimotos make the way round the Tattershall track to the starting grid, it will be Bernie Hook who will be on pole position, your champion for 2019, ahead of Matt Birkin, who won races 1 and 2. Can he make a hat-trick this weekend? Well, you'll have to stick with us to find out. Josh Birkin will be in third, ahead of Adam Ambrose. And then in fifth place, it will be Simon Huntingford ahead of Mark Payne on bike number 18. Nick Bennett will be next up in seventh spot ahead of Aston Dean. Greg Ashall is in ninth on row number 5 ahead of Mitch Hollingsby. And then rounding out the runners and riders on row number 6, all by himself, will be Ricky Goosey. So the Senior Minimotos will be lining up on the grid for the final time in 2019. Bernie Hook has already wrapped up the title. He was out on track yesterday, but in the wet conditions earlier on today, he didn't make it out onto track. So we might see him on track today, we might not. But as Matt Birkin already lines up, he will be coming under a bit of pressure from Josh Birkin, as long as Josh Birkin doesn't fall off at turn number 6. His bad omen corner for the whole of the weekend. So I'll hand you over to Chris McCarthy for the start of the Senior Minimotos.
Thank you very much. Okay, well, we're about to see the green flag go up for the final time for Senior Minimotos, and on the front row on his own will be Matt Birkin. That is the run down towards turn number 1 that they have to look at. Let's see who can get off the line the quickest. It's going to be Matt Birkin who leads us, but Josh Birkin definitely got the better of the starts. And has Josh Birkin taken the lead? Yes, he has. So Josh Birkin into the lead at turn 1. Matt Birkin drops back to second place as they now file their way through turn number 2. Adam Ambrose looks to be in third place at the moment. Nick Bennett, that is, in fourth place. Huntingford has dropped back to 6th. Oh, and Fowler already. Josh Birkin goes down and gets up just as quickly as he went down, though. So Josh Birkin will stay in touch with the pack, but has dropped down to, I think, 6th place, in behind Huntingford, who was 6th. So up towards the final corner, Bennett's trying to have a look at the inside of Adam Ambrose. Can't find a way past. Now they make their way through the final corner. Behind these guys, I think it's Craig Ashall in 4th place. It is, but Matt Birkin is leading, having picked up the lead from Josh, who unfortunately has fallen once again, and he will not want to come back to Tattershall in the rain ever again, I don't think.
Well, I think the only bright side we can take from that is it wasn't turn 6 that caught him out this time. It was turn at number 5. But Josh Birkin, we know, we've just had a rider pull off the edge of the circuit at turn at number 4, so not sure who that was. Bring you an update when we get it, but the rider was in 4th spot, so it could have been Craig Ashall that's pulled off the circuit again.
Yeah, it was Craig.
That's a shame, because Craig pulled off the circuit there in race number 2 earlier on today. But Josh Birkin's on an absolute flyer right now, just behind the top 3. He's already on a move, but Matt Birkin leads the way ahead of Adam Ambrose. Nick Bennett in third. Nick Bennett looking to pick up a podium position here today. He's come so close in race number 2 and powering through the final corner. Across start finish line to come, so it's Matt Birkin, Adam Ambrose, fastest lap of the race, quickly taken away by Josh Birkin in 4th position as he went 0.8 of a second quicker than the riders in front. Simon Huntingford is in 5th, but Nick Bennett in the 3rd spot for the moment. Yeah, that was Craig Ashall. Such a shame there. Wonderful to have Matt Birkin wave at him this time as they come around, eagerly encouraging the rest of the riders on. So this battle for first was a 3-wheeler, or was a 6-wheeler. It's now turned into an 8-wheeler now. So Josh Birkin has caught the back of Nick Bennett, and Nick Bennett's out of the race. Nick Bennett's gone down coming out of turn number 6, and I'm not surprised because turn 6 has been catching out everyone here today. So nothing against Nick Bennett. Turn number 6 has been a horrible corner for everyone in every single class here today, but got the bike started again, and Nick Bennett is back into this race. But leading the way, it's Matt Birkin ahead of Adam Ambrose. Josh Birkin, another new fastest lap of the race, a 54.7. He was 0.4 of a second quicker than his brother in the lead of the race, Matt Birkin. So if all three stay on, this could be a very close scrap for the race win in the final race of the season.
Yep, it really could. Josh Birkin closing in on Adam Ambrose, who is dropping back from Matt Birkin. Matt Birkin has a bit of breathing space for the time being, because with the pace that Josh Birkin is setting, he may be able to close in the next 5.5 laps. Huntingford is 4th place. Bennett is in 6th place. Hollingsby is 6th. Then it is Rick Goosey in 7th place. No Craig Ashall. Sadly, he's pulled off on the opening lap of the race at turn number 4. But Matt Birkin, as he did earlier, leading from the front. 2nd place battle heating up behind. Ambrose coming under pressure now from Josh Birkin. Josh Birkin setting some very impressive pace. Yet again was fastest on the last lap, 54.5, so 0.3 quicker than Matt Birkin. He's 1.7 seconds behind Matt Birkin, and well, we don't need to give you a gap to Adam Ambrose because you can see how close that is. He's right on his tail as they make their way through turn number 6, 7, now into 8. As further back,
we've got a rider going down. That is Ambrose has gone down at turn number 6, Chris. So yeah, just sliding out of the race in front of Josh Bannister, but his remounting seems to be in 3rd position still. Yeah,
cracked under pressure then. Adam Ambrose was was getting under all sorts of pressure from Josh Birkin, and Josh Birkin didn't even need to make a move. So that clears some space ahead of him. He is now going to try and go after Matt Birkin. The gap is 2 seconds, 4 laps remaining. That's a big ask, but Matt Birkin may decide, being in the lead, that he will want to just back off ever so slightly, and that will allow Josh Birkin to close in. Further back we can see Rick Goosey in 6th place, battling away with Mitch Hollingsby as they come through the final corner. But our leaders are heading up towards turn number 8, and we have to keep an eye on the gap. Is it closing in? Hollingsby tempted to have a look down the inside of Goosey. Would have been an ambitious move, that one, to say the least. But as our leaders head across the line, we'll get a gap update. It was 2 seconds. It's now 1.9, so not really coming down. 3 to go.
Yeah, so it's very close in lap time between the Birkin brothers. Matt Birkin leading Josh Birkin now. Will we see an incident-packed race between the Birkins in the last couple of laps like we saw at Wilton Mill in the wet conditions? As it stands now, they're keeping it nice and calm for the time being, but you never know with the Birkin brothers. With 2.5 laps remaining, Matt Birkin is leading this race ahead of Josh Birkin as they make their way through turn number 6, and they both get through very cleanly indeed. Adam Ambrose, after an earlier fall, is still in 3rd spot ahead of Simon Huntingford. Nick Bennett is in 5th. Ricky Goosey is in 6th. He's holding off Mitch Hollingsby for 6th and 7th as he came across start finish line there. The number 36 ahead of the 888 machine. And Craig Ashall did take the start of this race but retired at the start of lap number 2. Aston Dean and your champion for 2019, Brian Hick, did not take up the start of this race. Josh Birkin, what an incredible lap time, 0.7 of a second quicker. Well spotted there, Chris. New fastest lap of the race from Josh Birkin. The gap is now down to 1.3 seconds with 2 laps remaining.
Yeah, this is starting to get very close now between the Birkin brothers. Matt Birkin's had a look over his shoulder. He may, I wonder if he's backing off here. I mean, he'll probably say that whatever happens. Josh will agree otherwise. Yes,
there we go.
So he's invited him to join him at the front. So Josh Birkin will now join Matt Birkin at the front. Remember, this is their last race of the season. It's been a fantastic season for both the Birkin brothers, Matt and Josh. They do enjoy each other's company out on track. They really do enjoy the season. It's been a fantastic season for both of them. They really just come to enjoy it. Unfortunately, someone is not going to finish. That is going to be someone a little bit further down the field. But Liam, last lap of the season in Senior Minimotos, and it's Matt Birkin leading Josh Birkin.
Well, we could see a flying finish from both of them as long as turn number 6 doesn't catch either of them out. They make their way through turn number 5 and towards turn number 6 they go. Matt Birkin leading the way. A photo finish for the family portrait coming from the Birkin brothers in the final race of the Senior Minimotos. Matt Birkin looks over his shoulder with only 2 corners remaining, and towards turn number 8 comes comes the Birkin brothers. Matt leading Josh. Matt looks over his shoulder, powering down towards the final corner. They see the checkered flag for the final time. The checkered flag waves for Matt Birkin, who wins the race just ahead of Josh on bike number 4. Further behind, it will be Adam Ambrose. Adam Ambrose powering through the final corner now, will be taking a podium position in 3rd spot. So Matt Birkin takes the race win ahead of Josh Birkin. Adam Ambrose in 3rd. And
Matt Birkin's gone round again.
Matt Birkin has gone round again.
Josh didn't get the memo though, because he came in.
Yeah, maybe Matt Birkin's coming round to do a bit of a burnout on a mini moto, which will be something to behold. So Josh Birkin did pull into the pits. Matt Birkin's going round still. Maybe he still thinks he's racing. He didn't see the checkered flag, but I don't believe that was the case, because he's sitting up now and letting Ricky Goosey race off in front of him, who will be taking 6th spot behind Nick Bennett. Simon Huntingford was in 4th. Mitch Hollingsby was the rider who stopped on the final lap of the race. But what is Matt Birkin going to do? No, he's cheering on his mate, Ricky Goosey. So at the end of the race, maybe, who knows? Maybe Matt will get disqualified for doing an extra lap. I doubt it, because that would be a bit unfair at the end of the season, especially. So, race number 3 of the Senior Mini Motos is wrapped up. Matt Birkin taking a hat-trick of wins to end a brilliant season, 2nd in the championship. But that was the final time that we will see the Senior Mini Motos in 2019.